Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's football game here in Pine City. This is the Q Media Game of the Week here on WCMP and also on KBEK, where we got this game on both stations tonight because it is a battle between the Pine City Dragons and the Mora Mustangs. Good evening and welcome to this broadcast here again on WCMP and KBEK. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman, and I'll be bringing you all the action from tonight's football game. Tonight's matchup is a rivalry game which features the 3-4 Pine City Dragons and the 1-4 Mora Mustangs. Again, this should be a good one. We might see some rain later on this evening, but so far so good. The rain has held off, currently sitting at about 45 degrees. Trying to update the phone app here, and we'll do that throughout the night to let you know. I think it's supposed to dip down into maybe the high 30s throughout the evening, but again, sitting at about 45 degrees right now in Pine City, Minnesota. And let's take a look at how these two teams stack up against each other, starting with the visiting Mustangs. The Mustangs come into this game at 1-4. They opened up the season with 4 straight losses. Those came on the road against Grand Rapids in Week 1, 24-0. At home against Esco, 41-14 in Week 2. Home, 50-0 versus North Branch in Week 3, and a 32-6 road loss against Two Harbors Week 4. Then on homecoming night against Hibbing, they were able to come away with their first victory of the season, 20-14. They then had to take the last 2 weeks off as they dealt with low numbers due to illness and injuries. So they've had 2 weeks to prepare for this rivalry game. The Mustangs come into this game averaging 8 points per game and give up 32, but again, that is a small taste of their team because of the illness and injuries that they've had to deal with throughout the season. So tonight should be a different story. So they've also had 2 weeks to prepare for this rivalry game, so maybe they've had some extra time to look at film and look at things that they can do to counteract this offense and to get going on this defense. But again, the Mustangs give up about 32 points per game, but their schedule has been tough, and I expect them to put up a big fight as they've had this game circled in red since the schedule came out. They're led on offense in rushing by junior Connor Gamal with 414 yards and 5 TDs, and he's followed by Brock Folkma with 106 yards and 1 touchdown. Junior quarterback Avery Nelson has 103 passing yards on the season with no touchdowns and no interceptions. So Connor Gamal, the lead back of this offense, he's going to get the ball most often, but Brock Folkma, again, they usually work with about 2 or 3 running backs, so we'll see who else will maybe get a carry here this evening. Owen Marone has an interception on the defensive side for the Mora Mustangs. Again, they have not played the last 2 weeks due to some illness and injury, so they took these 2 weeks off and then again just made sure to stay healthy and prepare for this game against the Pine City Dragons. Let's take a look at the Pine City Dragons. They're 3-4 coming into this game. The Dragons started this season with 2 straight losses, one on the road to open the season against 4A school North Branch, 32-6, who is currently undefeated, and one at home against Aiken, 42-8. That was their other loss to begin the season. They then traveled up to Mountain Iron, Minnesota to take on Hibbing. The Dragons were down 21-8 at half, but didn't allow a single point in the second half and would wind up winning that game 32-21. Then a loss to Esco at home before a homecoming win over another 4A school, Columbia Heights, 22-6. They then traveled to Two Harbors 2 weeks ago. Their offense had a slow start in the first half and only had 9 total plays on offense and trailed 12-0 at the half of that game. But they made a 180 turn in the second half and made it a 12-8 game late in that second half, and a couple of turnovers would give them an opportunity, but unfortunately they had to drive the entire length of the field on their last drive, got down to about the 8-yard line and 2 plays, and they were unable to get into the end zone, and they fell in that game 12-8. So their comeback came just short. Then last week, they were on the road once again, this time in Cloquet. Now, the games against Cloquet usually for Pine City, not great. They have struggled against Cloquet in their meetings, but they totally turned things around. They had an offensive explosion, and the defense only allowed 8 points in that game as the Dragons won that game 36-8. They were up 16-0 at half, made 2, not 1, but 2 goal line stands at the end of the first half in that game. And again, they had over 300 yards rushing in that game. They tried to pass the ball a couple of times, but a couple penalties brought back those passes. But Ryan Plajek scored his first touchdown of the season in that game. Jacob Lindahl ran for 2, and Brody Clark and Timmy Johnson each had a score as well. So if you haven't seen the Coach's Corner show live at A&W every Saturday morning from 11 to noon, I've talked with the Pine City football head coaches, both co-head coaches, Andrew Berger and Nate Fort, and they've just said, on both sides of the ball, this team is really receiving the message of what they want them to do. They're finally understanding how they want them to do things, where they need to be and what they need to do and what spot they need to be in at certain times or specific times, and it's finally all coming together. And we've talked about it since week 1. They've had a good team. They've had the team that can go down and score at will like they want to, and they love to pound the ball. They love to almost force the defense into submission, run you into submission, so to speak. And this team has been able to. The defense is good as well, but it just all hasn't meshed, and it hasn't all come together. But last week and the week before that, and even the week before that with their win against Columbia Heights, it looked like everything started to come together, and I'm looking for another big game from Pine City here tonight. Of course, it is a rivalry game, so my keys to the game for Mora, I haven't been able to see them play, so I'll go from what I've seen for Pine City on what they need to do. On offense, I think you have to stay away from the pass. The Dragons have done extremely well in pass coverage, and I would also avoid running up the middle. The past couple weeks, Pine City has been strong in between the tackles. I would go with more counters and off-tackle runs and throw in some sweep plays as well. For the Dragons, they have struggled sometimes with the outside runs, and I wouldn't say necessarily struggled. That's just where the big plays have come from. On the defensive side for Pine City, that's where they've given up their biggest plays of the season. On defense for Mora, you have to watch out for the 3-headed monster, sometimes 4. The Dragons love to spread the ball around and give each running back their carries. If I'm Mora, I would stack the middle and tell my DBs to stay strong on the outside. The keys for Pine City here this evening, they nearly had a perfect game last week. On defense, they just got to stay home on the outside, get off their blocks. They did that so well last week. Something we've seen them do last week really well was just that. Pine City has had some of the biggest plays, as I mentioned, coming off the edge this season, so protecting the edges has to be priority. Timmy Johnson is back at inside linebacker, and he seemed to be the energy for them on D, whether it was a big hit or playing well in coverage, and he definitely helped. On offense, don't change the game plan. Keep doing what has worked these past couple of weeks. Keep feeding the 3-headed monster between Clark, Lindahl, and Plajek, and even the 4-headed monster at times with Timmy Johnson, and keep distributing the ball between them, and you'll keep the defense guessing. We're going to take a break here for the national anthem.
Score! Froggies is the place to be on game day because they've got free drawings for prizes every quarter for Minnesota football games. Located in beautiful downtown Pine City, Froggies is where food, friends, and family come together, especially for game day. Open every day at 11 a.m. with the best daily specials around. Follow them on Facebook for the latest happenings and upcoming events. It's always hoppin' at Froggies.
Lake State Repair in Rush City performs all types of repairs and maintenance services for your truck and trailers, including Class 8 trucks and trailers. When looking for a local company with friendly staff that goes above and beyond to help you, it's going to be Lake State Repair in Rush City. They also can do your annual DOT inspections. So what are you waiting for? Get that repair done with Lake State Repair. Call them at 320-358-3195. Like them on Facebook today, Lake State Repair.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make sure it's protected. You want someone you know, someone you trust to help you take care of it. That's why you need to work with Pine Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. With over 50 years combined experience, let the experts at Pine Insurance Agency help you protect what's important. Whether it's your home, car, farm, insurance, or loved ones, call them today to set up a free, no-obligation quote. Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Pine Insurance Agency, located in a Northridge Center in Pine City.
Back here on WCMP, also on KBEK, for tonight's rivalry matchup between the Pine City Dragons and the Mora Mustangs. Again, Ethan Game Day Gilman joining you. It is senior night here for the Dragons. We'll give a moment to announce the seniors. Number 1, Dylan Peterson. Number 3, Jason Thiemann. Number 5, Brody Clark. Number 7, Jimmy Lindblom. Number 8, Timmy Johnson. And number 20, Colton Blaisdell. Number 27, Ryan Plajek. Number 29, Jacob Lindahl. Number 37, Tyler Olson. Number 57, Gavin Rockstro. Number 59, Kenny Goff. Number 64, Jared Jewell. Number 68, Micah Overtoom. 72, TJ Davis. And number 75, Edwin Heiler. And also number 82, Cameron Jusak. Jusak has suited up for tonight's game. Up to this point, he has not played in a game this year for the Dragons, but tonight he has suited up. And he plays tight end and the D-line spot, so we'll see if he makes it in on the offense and defensive side of the ball here this evening. Right now, he looks to be the number 2 tight end behind Blaisdell, and also the number 2 Razor behind Mason Charles on the depth chart for tonight against the Mora Mustangs. So senior night here. So the starting lineup for the Mora Mustangs tonight will be Taven Peterson, number 2, a junior running back. Then number 3, junior running back Connor Gamal. Junior quarterback number 11, Avery Nelson. Senior running back number 33, Nolan Fergus. Then we go to the offensive line. It will be junior number 53, Josh Bankers. And junior number 55, Dylan Adams. Senior number 65, Brendan Connolly. Senior number 66, Logan Lund. Sophomore number 68, Benjamin Everson. Sophomore number 73, Brock Peterson. And junior number 87, Joseph Bake. Again, senior night here for the Pine City Dragons at Saunders Field. Getting the starting lineups tonight, it will be number 5, Brody Clark, senior, and senior quarterback number 7, Jimmy Lindblom. Senior number 20, Colton Blaisdell. Senior number 27, Ryan Plajek. Senior number 29, Jacob Lindahl. Then on the offensive line, it'll be number 57, senior Gavin Rockstro. At center, it'll be Frederick Osmus. Number 66, at the left tackle position, it will be number 72, TJ Davis. It will be also number 74, Tucker Kubish, another sophomore. And then Edwin Heiler, number 75, the senior, at right tackle. And then, of course, tight end, number 82, Cameron Jusak. Those are your starting lineups here tonight for both of these squads. This rivalry game at Saunders Field is just about to get underway. I'm excited. I've had this one circled on my calendar as well since the beginning of the season. I am so excited to see these two teams play. It should be a great, great matchup for both of these teams. I'm so excited to watch these two teams play. Should be a very good one here this evening. Again, we have this game on both 95.5 FM, 106.5 FM, AM 1350 on WCMP, and KBEK. It's just too good to have on one of them, so we've decided to put it on both. Again, Mora Mustangs have had 2 weeks off of play due to some injuries and illness, but they are ready to go for this game here tonight. And it should be a very, very good game. Again, a rivalry game. These two teams, they don't like each other. And this should be a fun one to call. We are getting the kickoff ready. Looks like the Dragons will kick off here to begin the first half. TJ Davis will get the ball set on the tee. Got a little bit of a breeze out there tonight. Again, kickoff coming around that 7:02 mark, and we're sitting at about 45 degrees still. So that temperature has kind of stayed at that mark since we started pregame. It's supposed to get down to around 5. So we'll stay there. The kickoff is away, and we're going to take it in at the 17-yard line there by the running back. That's Peterson. Peterson takes it up the right side, then cuts it up the middle, and he'll fall at the 40-yard line, and that is where the Mora Mustangs will take over on offense. Pine City coming off a big win over 4A Cloquet last Friday, a 36-8 absolute thrashing of Cloquet. A huge win for the Dragons, and they're looking for another one here tonight to get their record at 500 to end the regular season. But the Mora Mustangs will look to not let that happen. This is a counter play, and it's going to be given up to the running back. I believe that was Gamal on the carry. Gamal. No, that was Nolan Ferguson. Ferguson on the carry. Minimal gain. Minimal gain for Nolan Ferguson, and maybe a half a yard all he gained. So it'll be second down and 9.5 to go. Under 11.5 to go in quarter number 1. It is pink out night here for the Pine City Dragons, so you'll see a bunch of them wearing pink. Quarterback takes the snap. He's going to get it off to the right side to Peterson. Peterson around the edge. He's got some lane to run through before he's taken down near that out-of-bounds marker, near the first down marker as well. Let's see where they spot him. It'll depend on the spot, but as of right now, it looks like he's got the first down, and they will give him the first down. Peterson with a 10-yard carry. So the Mora Mustangs get a first down. We're just getting the camera lens clean there for a moment. Get a better look for everybody. Quarterback hands off up the middle to Fergus, and Fergus is going to be stopped by a host of Dragons. In on the tackle is Timmy Johnson, along with Lindahl. He's going to pick up about 3 yards, will Fergus. And it'll be second down and 7 for the Mora Mustangs on their first drive of the game. Nelson gets to the line. He's going to hand it off this time to Gamal. Gamal gets around the corner. He breaks through one tackle, and then he's taken down. That tackle there by Plajek on the left side. And maybe picks up a yard. And it's going to bring up third down and about 6 to go. Third down and 6 on the Dragon side of the field at the 46-yard line. 9:45 to go, first quarter. Nelson gets his team to the line. Nelson trying to get the defense to jump. He'll come back out of the center, look to the sideline for the call. He'll get the call to his offense, go back under center. He'll take the snap. And, tried to give it off to Connor Gamal, but Connor Gamal slipped. Somehow Nelson got it to Gamal, but he was already down, and that's going to be a loss of about 2. So Gamal goes backwards for 2, and that'll make it fourth down and 8. Fourth down and 8, and Mora looks like they will punt it away. On the Dragons, I might watch for the fake, but they look like they will punt it away. Back to return is Lindahl for the Pine City Dragons. Nelson, no, he's going to take off with it, and they do run the fake, but right there to take him down is Mason Charles, and Charles will stop him from getting anywhere, and the Dragons will turn it over on downs. Good job there by Mason Charles to get off the edge on the left side. Notice Avery Nelson was taking it, and he tackled him from behind, a good ankle tackle, and the Dragons will take over on downs at the 50-yard line, a loss of 2 for Avery Nelson on the fake punt. And they turn it over on downs. The Dragons will start with the ball on offense at the 50 with about 8:40 to go in quarter number 1. Let's see how fast their offense can come out here, as last week on Friday they came out really fast. Lindblom gives it off here to Brody Clark off the left side. Clark He's going to fall forward. And he's going to push forward for about 3 to 4 yards. We'll call it 4 yards for Clark. That'll make it 2nd down and 6 for the Dragons. Closing in on 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Last Friday, the Dragons offense started out really hot. Brody Clark had a run of, I believe, 15 yards on his first carry in the first offensive drive. So Dragons will look to do just that again. Lindblom under center. He takes the snap. He's going to give it off to Lindahl. Lindahl has room off the left side. It's a race to the end zone. 30, 25. He tries to cut back before he's cut down at the 21. Lindahl on the carry, and it's a first down for the Dragons down to the 21. A 25-yard pickup for Jacob Lindahl. Jacob Lindahl found room to run there. Nice tackle there by the Mora defender to prevent him from getting into the end zone. But Lindahl gets a huge gain down to the 21. First down and 10, 7:30 to go. Lindblom under center. And off up the middle to, I believe, Lindahl once again. He's carrying a couple of the defenders down to around the 16-yard line. Lindahl on the carry. It's going to be a pickup of 5. And that'll make it 2nd and 5. Nearing 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. 2nd and 5, ball at the 16. Lindblom getting the play call into his offense. Mora trying to make a stop here. Lindblom under center. Takes the snap. He's going to give it up the middle. And on the carry that time, I believe was Plajek. Maybe Lindahl once again. Going to pick up about 2 yards on that carry, so it's going to be 3rd down and 3. 3rd down and 3. Mora looking for a stop at their own 14-yard line. Lindblom under center. Takes the snap. He's going to give it off to Lindahl again off the right side. He's got nowhere to go. A whole host of Mustangs get him. They take the ball out at the end of the play, but the whistle had blown. And the forward momentum had stopped. So the Dragons will hold on to possession. But they are going to be short of the first down by how many yards? Looks like they're not going to give them any type of gain, maybe a yard. Actually, they're going to give them about 2 yards. So 2 yards on the carry from Lindahl. It's going to make it 4th down and a yard. 4th down and 1, ball at the 13, 14-yard line. Dragons will go for it. Lindblom under center. Mora looking for a big stop here. Lindblom takes the snap, gives it off to Clark off the left side, and he's stuffed. That stop there by, can't quite see the number of who that was. Clark is going to get enough for the first down, though. That was a big hit by the Mora Mustang player. Again, I couldn't quite see who made the stop, but it was a huge stop. I thought he had him, but not in time, as it's a first down for Pine City. Ball spotted at the 11-yard line, so a 2-yard gain for Clark. It's first down and 10 at the 11. 5:05 to go, quarter number 1. Jimmy Lindblom gets his team to the line under center. Lindblom takes the snap. He's going to give it up the middle here to Plajek, and Plajek plows forward into a stampede of Mustangs. With the tackle that time was Nolan McGaw. Plajek inside the 10 with that carry. And he's going to pick up 4 yards. And that'll make it 2nd down and 6. .4:15 left in quarter number 1. Lindblom Gets his offense to the line once again. Lindblom takes a snap. It's a give to Lindahl off the right side. Tucks it up to the middle. Breaks one, and then one hops his way near the goal line. He's going to be spotted at about the 3 or 2 yard line, depending on where they put him. So he's close. Going to be a pickup of 6. Ball will be spotted at the 2. Mora looking for a goal line stand. Rain is starting to fall here at Saunders Field. Lindblom under center, takes a snap. He fumbled it. Picks it up, and then he's going to be taken down in the backfield. That tackle made there by number 65, Brendan Connolly. Connolly on the stop. The fumbled snap turns into a loss for Lindblom. It's only going to be a loss of 1, so they avoid too much damage, but a loss nonetheless, and it'll be 4th down and about 2 to go for the Pine City Dragons. Ball spotted at the 3. 3 minutes to go, quarter number 1. Mustangs looking for a huge goal line stand. Dragons get to the line. Lindblom under center. Lindblom takes a snap. He's going to give it to Lindahl. Lindahl cuts it up the middle, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pine City. And the Dragons punch it in from 3 yards out. Lindahl on the carry. And it's a 6-0 lead for Pine City with 2:51 left to go in the first quarter. Lindahl off the right side, just cut it right back up the middle, and then had to lower the shoulder, but he wound up getting into the end zone. And the Dragons will line up to go for 2. Lindblom takes a snap. Going to give it off to Lindahl again. Try and let him work into the end zone for 2. Not going to happen, as an entire D-line of Mustangs are there to make the stop. So no good on the 2-point conversion. But the Dragons take a 6-0 lead in quarter number 1 on a Lindahl 3-yard rushing touchdown. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. You're listening to football on KBEK and WCMP.
Water. You use it every day to cook and clean, take showers, do laundry, and of course, drink it. Whether it's city or well water, you shouldn't have to worry about what's in it. Aquarius Home Services, your local authorized Connecticut dealer, takes the worry away. With on-demand efficiency, Connecticut fixes problem water, leaving you with amazing water you can trust. To set up your free water analysis and learn more about our 25% off sale, visit ConnecticutMN.com today. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
106.5 FM, AM 1350, and 95.5 FM. The Dragons, they go down the field and score on a 3-yard rushing touchdown from Jacob Lindahl on 4th down. They have a 6-0 lead as they were unable to convert the 2 points. TJ Davis going to set the ball on the tee and get ready to kick. The rain is starting to come down here, and it looks like at the lights anyways, the way with it coming down, it looks like it's coming down pretty good, or even our camera lens is getting a bit wet up here. It doesn't look like it's a heavy rain. It looks like it's more of a heavy mist. But either way, it's going to make the field a little bit wet, so that ball is going to be a little bit slippery. TJ Davis with the boot. And this is a good kick. All the way down, past the 10 to the 5. He touched it. It rolls inside the 5 to the 2. Taking it is Peterson trying to work his way upfield, and he's going to be stuck. Oh, nice job by Peterson to work his way up the field. Looked like he was going to be stopped inside the 10, but he slipped a couple of tackles, worked his way past the 15 to about the 17-yard line. Good return there by Peterson. After initially trying to grab it in front of the 10-yard line, it slipped through his hands, went back behind the 5. He took it in at about the 2 and got it to the 17-yard line, so Peterson helps his team avoid disaster there. So the Mustangs get back on offense. Nelson under center. He's going to give it off to Gamal off the left side here. Gamal falls forward. Tackle made by Blaisdell. And it's going to be a pickup of about 5, maybe even 6, 7 yards by Gamal. Connor Gamal on the carry. And we've got a player down for Mora. And while they take a look at him, we'll take a commercial break.
If If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear and Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear and Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Wellia Health is the leading provider of healthcare in East Central Minnesota, offering services to Mora, Pine City, Hinckley, and the surrounding communities. We have the always welcoming care you've come to expect, close to home, with cutting-edge technology and multitude of specialty services, so you can receive the medical care you need when you need it. Live life well with Wellia Health. WelliaHealth.org.
Did you know that Franzen Bank and Trust is a Minnesota-owned company? And they're one of the largest community banks around. That's a great combination. As a community bank, they're dedicated to their customers and the communities they serve. You might say they're big enough to help, small enough to care. Last March, they provided $20,000 in grants to 6 different Minnesota communities. They also processed well over 1,700 PPP loans, allowing local small businesses to keep their employees on the payroll during the pandemic. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
Back here, Nolan Fergus was the injured Mora Mustang, but he's able to get up under his own power. Avery Nelson takes the snap. He's going to get it off to Peterson off the right side this time, but the Dragons are there to stop him. In the backfield was Lindahl for the tackle. Peterson takes him down for a loss of about one. Well, maybe. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage, and he will. So Peterson got back to the line of scrimmage, and it will be 3rd down and 3. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, Dragons have a 6-0 lead over the Mora Mustangs. Mora gets up, Nelson under center, takes the snap. He's going to give this one to Connor Gamal. He tried to cut it back up the middle, but there was a flag down, and that will probably be a false start on the Mustangs. We will await the call to get the for sure. Referees conferring. The head ref will step back. And they're going to call an encroachment penalty on the Dragons. So that's going to give the Mora Mustangs a free first down on the play. So the Dragons, with the encroachment penalty, moves the ball up to the 30. And it's a first down and 10 for the Mora Mustangs. A lot of times when they whistle the play dead, it's a false start. But sometimes when the defense comes across and touches an offensive player, they'll also blow it dead because you want to keep everybody safe. Nelson under center. He's going to hand it off up the middle and getting stuffed by a couple of Dragon players there. Was the fullback, and that's number 34, Nolan McGaw, on the carry. Picked up about 2. On the tackle was Overton. Micah Overton on the tackle, number 68. Nelson under center. Takes the snap. He fumbled the snap, and I think he got back on top of it. He did. So Nelson, that ball's a little slippery with the rain out there. He fumbled the snap, but was able to get back on top of it. Ball will be spotted at the line of scrimmage, so no gain, no loss. 3rd down and 8. Maybe closer to 7. 3rd down and 7 now for the Mora Mustangs. Under 30 seconds to go. Quarter number 1. Nelson getting the call into his offense as he comes in from the sideline. Nelson and his crew will break the huddle and get to the line of scrimmage with 10 seconds to go. Quarter number 1. Nelson under center. Takes the snap. He's going to fake it one way. He's going to roll out to his left. He looks. He's looking deep. He's looking for his tight end, and it's intercepted. That's Lindahl with the interception at the 50-yard line. Interception. Jacob Lindahl. Jacob Lindahl with the interception. And the Dragons will get the ball at the 49-yard line of the Mora Mustangs. And that will be the end of the first quarter. So Avery Nelson looked to roll out to his left, look for a pass to his tight end. And his tight end, Joseph Baki, was covered well. He was double covered, and Lindahl undercut the pass and intercepted it for the first turnover of the game. Tough to pass here in tonight's weather. But he got a hold of that when he got something on that pass, and it looked like it was going to be complete, but Lindahl was there to undercut it. And the Dragons will have the ball when we start quarter number 2. Well, the Dragons, they went down and scored on their first possession and made it 6-0 on a 3-yard touchdown run from Jacob Lindahl. Lindahl intercepted the pass just there. He almost had one last week as well. And talking to the Pine City co-head coaches, they said Lindahl is one of the big-time emotional leaders on this team. He is one of the guys that can really set the tone on both sides of the ball. And he is 100%. As of last week, he was 100% ready to go. Lindblom under center now as the Dragons offense gets started at the 49-yard line. He fumbles it. He runs into his own player, Lindahl, and then he's going to be taken down in the backfield. Loss of about 2. Be a loss of officially 3 for Lindahl on the fumble. That's the second fumble Lindblom has had tonight, but again, this ball is extremely wet with the rain coming down a little bit heavier than it was earlier. So Lindblom under center once again. He takes the snap. He's going to give it off to Lindahl off the right side. He makes his way through a couple of defenders, cuts it upfield, past the 15, near the 45, taken out at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 6 for Lindahl, and that'll bring up third down and about 7 to go. 11 minutes to go. First half, Dragons with the 6-0 lead over the Mora Mustangs. Lindblom will get the call into his offense. And they'll get up to the line of scrimmage. Lindblom under center. Takes a snap. He's going to fake it one way and then gives it off here to Plajek. Plajek breaks a tackle to the 40. Breaks a tackle at the 35. Plows his way forward, carrying defenders past the 30, all the way down to about the 27-yard line. Ryan Plajek on the carry. And that's a big first down for the Pine City Dragons. Plajek. A healthy carry to the 25, a total pickup of 21 for Ryan Plajek. Actually, they're going to spot the ball at about the 27, so 19 for Plajek. Either way, a big-time carry on third down and long. And the Dragons will get back to the line of scrimmage. 10.5 to go, first half. Lindblom under center, takes the snap. Lindahl off the carry, off the right side, lowers the shoulder, trying to plow forward to the 20-yard line, but runs into a couple of Mustang defenders. On the tackle is William Anderson on the tackle, number 14. William Anderson makes the tackle there, the sophomore linebacker. That's a tall task to ask for any linebacker playing tonight to take on Lindahl one-on-one, but he did a good job, lowered the shoulder and made the stop. Meanwhile, Lindahl got a 7-yard carry. This give is going to be to Brody Clark off the left side. He lost the ball, and Mora gets on top of it. The Mora Mustangs fall on top of it. Stripping the ball on the hit was Nolan McGaw, and Nolan McGaw recovered it. Brody Clark on the carry had enough for the first, but McGaw knocked it away and took it away. And the Mustangs will have the ball on offense on their own 20-yard line. Brody Clark fumbled it there on the hit from McGaw and unable to get it back as McGaw was just right there ready to pounce on it, and he did. It'll be first down and 10. Nelson under center. He takes the snap. He's going to give it to Gamal off the left side. Ball is upended by Rockstro. Actually, it's going to be Fulkema, Brock Fulkema on the carry. Gavin Rockstro, number 57, made the stop. 9.5 to go. It's going to be a gain of about 5 there for Fulkema. Brock Fulkema on the carry off the left side. Now to make it second down and 5. Avery Nelson gets the call from the sideline, runs it back into his huddle with 9:15 to go in the first half. And the Mustangs, this is probably what they want to do, make sure this Dragon offense stays off the field. Avery Nelson hands it up the middle to the fullback. And that's enough for a first down. That run by Nolan McGaw. Enough for the first down all the way to the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 8 yards for McGaw. And a first down. Under 9 minutes to go in this first half. Pine City with a 6-0 lead over the Mustangs. But again, Mustangs, probably want to keep the Dragon offense off the field as much as possible. As again, the Dragons have found some room to run. Avery Nelson under center. He takes the snap. He's going to give it up the middle again. This time to Fulkema, and Fulkema is taken down by a Dragon after a 3-yard carry. Plajek on the stop. Fulkema with a run of about 3 yards. And that'll make it second down and 7. Ball on the 39-yard line, or 36. Nelson under center, takes the snap. He's going to give it off the right side now with the carry is Peterson. Peterson to the 40, to the 45, breaks a tackle at the 46, pushed out of bounds at the 47 on the Dragon side of the field by Peterson, but there is a flag down, and this could be coming back for the Mustangs. Peterson with a big carry there of about 15 yards, but this looks like it may come back. We will wait to see what the penalty is going to be. And the referee's going to pick it up, if you cannot hear in the background. The Dragon coach is not too happy about that, but a big run there by Peterson to the Dragons' 48-yard line. A 16-yard carry for Peterson. And it's a first down on the Dragon side of the field. So give Peterson the credit for the tackle there. And Nelson under center. Nelson takes the snap. He's going to give it off the left side to Connor Gamal. Connor Gamal breaks the tackle, flies up the field, and is taken down by Lindahl at the 40. It's going to be a pickup of 8 for Connor Gamal. And all of a sudden, the Mora offense has some life. Gamal with an 8-yard run. That brings up second down and 2. Lindahl with the tackle on the last play. And the Mustangs are inside Dragon territory at the 40 with under 7.5 to go. Dragons lead 6-0 in the first half. But the Mustangs looking to put it together an offensive drive and go down the field and score before half. Nelson. And there's a false start in there. And they're going to get that one. For a moment, it didn't seem like they were going to call that. And it was a clear jump on the right side of the line for Mora. And that'll push them back 5 yards, make it second down and 7 now for Mora with 7:10 to go. They picked up that last flag that they threw. Again, Pine City fans not too happy about that. Looked like there was a hold, but they picked up the flag. It looks like tonight that there have been a couple of jumps by both sides, but they haven't called them all. It'll be second down and 7 after the previous flag there on the false start. And Plajek looked to blitz. Nelson going to take a step back and look to the sideline for the call. Gives the call to his offense. Timmy Johnson faking the blitz. Maybe he's coming. Nelson takes the snap, gives it off to Connor Gamal off the left side again. He breaks through, carries a couple of defenders forward. And he's going to get to about the 41-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of 4 for Connor Gamal. And that'll make it third down. About 3. Closer to 2. So the Mustangs look to convert here on this third down, and we'll call it a long 2. Nelson, gets to the line. Nelson under center, takes the snap. He's going to give it off up the middle. And looks like he's going to be close to a first down on the carry is Nolan McGaw. McGaw is going to have a first down for the Mora Mustangs. Ball is going to be spotted at the 37-yard line. And a first down for Mora. The carry by McGaw. Ball spotted at the 37. Nelson gets his crew up to the line. Nelson under center, takes the snap. He's going to give this one off to Peterson. Peterson finds some room off the right side to the 25, and he is gone. Peterson with some speed into the end zone. Touchdown, Taven Peterson from 38 yards out. And the Mora Mustangs have tied things up at 6 apiece. Taven Peterson with the 38-yard run off the right side. Had a huge lane to run through. And then put on the Jets. And scored from 38 yards out. And he has tied things up at 6. With 5:51 to go in quarter number 2. So the Mustangs have tied things up here, quarter number 2. Nelson under center, they will go for 2. Nelson takes the snap, he's going to give it off here off the left side to Folkma, and coming in to make the stop was Dylan Peterson. Peterson said no, sir, on the 2-point conversion on the run from Folkma, so that'll keep things tied at 6. Peterson makes a huge stop there, and will keep this game tied at 6 as we have 5:51 left to go. Quarter number 2. The Mustangs tie it up on a 38-yard run from Taven Peterson at 6. You're listening to football, the Q Media football game of the week here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350, and also on 95.5 FM.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Mustangs will get set for the kickoff. It is number 7, Jansen Seams, to kick off for the Mustangs, and there's the boot. This kickoff is going to roll, and oh my goodness, did the Mustangs fall on top of it. The ball is still up for grabs at around the 30-yard line. Dragons didn't hop on top of it right away. The Mustangs were near it, but it looks like the Dragons did get to it in time. Oh, that was a close call there if you're the Dragons. That got behind them, and I think they thought it might roll out of bounds, but it stayed in, and they luckily got on top of it at the 31-yard line, and that's where their offense will come out and take over. Their last drive, they fumbled it on a Brody Clark carry, and that turned into 6 for Mora. And now the Dragons are looking to get their offense back out on the field and gash this defense again. Their offense has been doing really well tonight with the run. Has had both offenses, really. Lindblom under center. Lindblom takes the snap. He's going to give it off here to Brody Clark off the right side. Breaks through one tackle and then falls forward near the 40. Ball is going to be spotted at the 39. It's an 8-yard run there for Brody Clark. And it'll be 2nd down and 2. For the Pine City Dragons. So far, it's been a pretty clean game. Each team has a penalty, and we had one waved off. Lindblom takes the snap again to Brody Clark off the left side this time. He hurdles over one man and then carries a defender past the 50. Just kept the legs a-churning inside the 50 into Mora territory. He carried the defender, and the defender would wind up getting the tackle was Owen Marone. But Brody Clark on the carry takes it down to the 47-yard line. And a 14-yard carry there for Brody Clark. Carried a defender for about 5 extra yards there. He was determined on that one. Lindblom back to the line of scrimmage. Oh, and we got jumps on both sides. I don't know who came across first. That could be on either team here. That looked like Mora could have came across first, but then Pine City also jumped on the offensive line, so we'll see how they sort this one out. Either way, it's going to be on one of these teams. This penalty will not be waived off. I don't know who this one's going to be on. It could really go either way. And, oh, they're going to call it on Pine City. So that'd make it 1st down and 15 for the Dragons. Dragons jumped a little bit, and we've seen that a little bit here tonight. Both teams kind of getting a little bit antsy. May have had some early movement on both sides in this game, but haven't called it so much. But there they did. Again, both sides moved, so that one really went either way. Lindblom takes the snap. He's going to give it off to Lindahl off the right side this time. Breaks through a couple of tackles, plows forward, but then runs into a host of Mustang defenders, and Lindahl is going to get close to the 5 yards back. On the stop was William Anderson, number 14, for the Mora Mustangs. He's going to get 4 of the 5 yards back off the penalty, does Jacob Lindahl. It'll be 2nd down and 11 with under 4 to go here in the first half. We're tied at 6. Lindblom gets his team to the line. Lindblom under center, takes the snap. He's going to give it off to Lindahl again off the right side. He slips once and then breaks the tackle. Actually, no, Lindblom holds on to it. What a good fake there by Lindahl, but Lindblom keeps it. He gets past the original line of scrimmage and falls forward to the 45-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of 3 for Lindblom, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 8. So a big 3rd down here for both these teams. You feel like if you're the Dragons, you give the ball back right now to Mora. Their offense was hot on that last drive. You don't want to do that. But for Pine City, you can't be worried either because you have converted on these 3rd down and longs before. And your running backs have plenty of juice to get this. Lindblom takes the snap. He's going to give it off to Clark off this right side. He's found some room to run, but he's going to be taken down as he passes the 40-yard line down at about the 39, maybe close to the 38. It's going to bring up 4th down. Ball spotted at the 39. Be 4th down and 2. Pickup of 6 for Clark. 4th down and 2. And the Dragons, they will go for it. And it's a big 4th down here. 2:15 to go. Lindblom under center. And the Mustangs come off sides, and that should be a free 1st down for Pine City. But let's await the official call because sometimes we've seen stranger things happen. So we'll see if this stands. It should be offsides on the Mustangs. And it will be. And that'll be a free 1st down for the Pine City Dragons. So a offsides penalty for the Mora Mustangs gives the Dragons free 5 yards and a 1st down at the 34-yard line. 2:05 to go in the first half. Scores tied at 6 apiece between Pine City and Mora. Lindblom under center. Takes the snap. He's going to give it off here to Brody Clark, who slips before he even got the ball. He gets past the 30-yard line, before he's taken down. Folkema, Brock Folkema, number 21 on the stop. And Brody Clark picks up about 5 yards to the 29. And we're going to get a timeout here on the field. And while they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to football on WCMP and KBEK.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
Getting ready to come back out of the timeout. We've got about a minute 53 to go here in half number one. Ball spotted on the 29-yard line after that 5-yard gain from Brody Clark. As he got the ball, he slipped right before he took the handoff. Luckily, he was able to keep his footing, but in this game, you need the long cleats for this one. And it will look like we will. We're going to have back-to-back timeouts. Mora is going to call this timeout. They had a man run onto the field late. Like as Pine City was getting to the line of scrimmage. So with that, we will keep it here. Halftime just a minute 53 away on the clock. Of course, real time will take probably about 10 minutes. The rain out there looks like it has calmed down a little bit. It was getting pretty heavy not too long ago, but it looks like it has settled down a little bit, not too much. Of course, you know, we could be, we are lucky. We're lucky. It could be snow. We're lucky. We'll keep it at that. Winter's coming soon enough. We don't need to talk about it now. So the Dragons will get back to the line of scrimmage after back-to-back timeouts. Lindblom under center. Takes the snap. He's going to give it up the middle to Plajek. Plajek, he's going to be hit and breaks a couple of tackles. It looked like he was going to be taken down, but broke a couple of tackles, gets to the 25-yard line. And that should be enough for a first down. Actually, they're going to, yeah, it should be. Going to be close, be about half a yard short. Plajek with the carry, give him 4.5. And Mustangs are running people on and off the field. They're probably going to have to take another timeout, and they will. They had about they either had 10 on the field and had 2 extra run on, or they had 11 and had 2 extra run on. So the Mustangs will again call a timeout on this third down and short. Looks like it's not a full yard, probably about a half yard there. Plajek took that last carry. And it looked like he was going to be stopped after only picking up about a yard or two, but he kept those drives moving, or legs driving, rather. And he broke off of one tackle before he was taken down at the 25. I mean, he's just short. So Mora takes their second timeout of the first half, a minute 15 to go. Quarter number 2, tied at 6 apiece between the Mustangs and the Dragons, this rivalry game. Lindblom under center. Oh, we got a jump, and it looks like Peterson jumped. That's unfortunate because it looks like Timmy Johnson was in there, and he had room to run. Well, that's going to set him back 5 yards, and just as I said, this was a clean first half. We get 3 more penalties, 2 for the Dragons and 1 for the Mustangs. So that'll make it third down and 6. Ball spotted at the 31. Lindblom under center. Takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Lindahl off the right side, trying to get to the outside, and he's going to be wrapped up and taken down. On the tackle was Nathan Nelson, number 4 for the Mora Mustangs. And he did not get enough for the first down, just across the 30 to about the 28-yard line. He'll pick up 3. Does Lindahl. Makes it 4th down and 3. Dragons will go for it. 40 seconds to go. I'm sure if they get this first down, they'll probably call a timeout. Lindblom hustles his men to the line. Under center, takes the snap. He's going to give it up the middle to Plajek. He breaks 1 tackle, and then he's taken down in the backfield for a loss. And on the stop was Nolan McGaw on the stop for the Mora Mustangs. So the Mustangs will have 30 seconds of time left to try and go down and score and take the lead going into halftime. Ball is spotted at the 30. Mora will work their way back out onto the offensive side. Avery Nelson under center takes the snap. He's going to give it up the middle here, and he's got a wide open lane to run through. Does Nolan McGaw, and he's going to get near the 40. Nolan McGaw up the middle. Tons of room to run. They're going to spot him, it looks like, at the 39. And if that's the case, it's a pickup of 9 from Nolan McGaw. It is. So a timeout by the Mora Mustangs. That'll be their last timeout here of the first half. And it's still 6-6, 22 seconds to go. But after that big run up the middle from Nolan McGaw, gotta think they're going to try and take a shot here. But again, the Dragons, their pass defense has been so good this year. They're so tough to pass on. These DBs are glued to anyone they have to cover. But I'm sure we will see a shot from the Mustangs. Depending on what they do here, they'll get at least 3 more. Nelson in the huddle to get the offense, the play call. Bit of confusion on the offensive line, but they get set. Nelson under center, takes the snap. He's going to give it off to the outside to Connor Gamal, and he's taken down in the backfield. He breaks a tackle from Timmy Johnson and plows forward, but he's eventually taken down by a Dragon. I believe that was Edwin Heiler on the stop. Heiler makes the stop, and we got a Dragon down. While they take a look at him, we'll take a commercial break.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
Pine Technical and Community College is celebrating College Knowledge Month the whole month of October. Are you still undecided about where or what you want to go to school for? You are not alone. You are part of the 75% of American college students who are undecided or change their major at least once. Pine Technical and Community College will be hosting a series of events throughout the month to help you get prepared. Are you ready to make the choice to change your future? Visit pine.edu/College Knowledge Month.
Who remembers the Awesome Burger? It's back at your favorite A&W family restaurant in Pine City. A 1/3 pound bacon double cheeseburger topped with American cheese, mayo, lettuce, tomato, and topped with our awesome crunchy golden brown onion rings. Make it a combo with hot seasoned french fries and a drink. Don't forget to top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer all in a frosty mug. Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W family restaurant in Pine City.
A Lennox heat pump from Dale's Heating and Appliance is the perfect solution to your summer cooling and spring or fall heating needs. With rebates up to $1,250 from East Central Energy, now is the best time to have the energy experts from Dale's install a Lennox heat pump in your home. Visit the showroom in downtown Pine City or online at dalesheatingandappliance.com and ask about rebates from East Central Energy today. Dale's Heating and Appliance, where consistent comfort is key.
Mason Charles was the injured Dragon. He was able to get up and walk off under his own power. Hopefully he's all right and able to get himself back into this game. With the trainer right now, checking him out. Meanwhile, the time had run off the clock here, so we're going to get some... No, looks like that's how we will go to half. So that's going to be halftime. So the final play of half was a tackle for a loss of 4 yards for Connor Gamal. So with that, we will head to halftime here in Pine City at Saunders Field. Pine City tied with Mora 6-6 at halftime. When we come back, we'll recap the first half. We'll let you know some of the other games that are going on around the listening area, as well as some of the keys to the second half for both these teams. You are listening to football right here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350 WCMP, and of course also on 95.5 FM, KBEK.
Score! Froggies is the place to be on game day because they've got free drawings for prizes every quarter for Minnesota football games. Located in beautiful downtown Pine City, Froggies is where food, friends, and family come together, especially for game day. Open every day at 11 a.m. with the best daily specials around. Follow them on Facebook for the latest happenings and upcoming events. It's always hoppin' at Froggies.
Lake State Repair in Rush City performs all types of repairs and maintenance services for your truck and trailers, including Class 8 trucks and trailers. When looking for a local company with friendly staff that goes above and beyond to help you, it's going to be Lake State Repair in Rush City. They also can do your annual DOT inspections. So what are you waiting for? Get that repair done with Lake State Repair. Call them at 320-358-3195. Like them on Facebook today, Lake State Repair.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make sure it's protected. You want someone you know, someone you trust to help you take care of it. That's why you need to work with Pine Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. With over 50 years combined experience, let the experts at Pine Insurance Agency help you protect what's important. Whether it's your home, car, farm, insurance, or loved ones, call them today to set up a free, no-obligation quote. Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Pine Insurance Agency, located in a Northridge Center in Pine City.
Water. You use it every day to cook and clean, take showers, do laundry, and of course, drink it. Whether it's city or well water, you shouldn't have to worry about what's in it. Aquarius Home Services, your local authorized Connecticut dealer, takes the worry away. With on-demand efficiency, Connecticut fixes problem water, leaving you with amazing water you can trust. To set up your free water analysis and learn more about our 25% off sale, visit ConnecticutMN.com today. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear and Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear and Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Wellia Health is the leading provider of healthcare in East Central Minnesota, offering services to Mora, Pine City, Hinckley, and the surrounding communities. We have the always welcoming care you've come to expect close to home, with cutting-edge technology and multitude of specialty services, so you can receive the medical care you need when you need it. Live life well with Wellia Health. WelliaHealth.org.
Did you know that Franzen Bank and Trust is a Minnesota-owned company? And they're one of the largest community banks around. That's a great combination. As a community bank, they're dedicated to their customers and the communities they serve. You might say they're big enough to help, small enough to care. Last March, they provided $20,000 in grants to 6 different Minnesota communities. They also processed well over 1,700 PPP loans, allowing local small businesses to keep their employees on the payroll during the pandemic. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story, because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
Pine Technical and Community College is celebrating College Knowledge Month the whole month of October. Are you still undecided about where or what you want to go to school for? You are not alone. You are part of the 75% of American college students who are undecided or change their major at least once. Pine Technical and Community College will be hosting a series of events throughout the month to help you get prepared. Are you ready to make the choice to change your future? Visit pine.edu/College Knowledge Month.
Back here at Saunders Field in Pine City, Minnesota. We're at halftime in this game between the Pine City Dragons and the Mora Mustangs on Wednesday night. Of course, it is MEA week, and this is the final week of regular season play for these teams. Of course, volleyball all finished up last night. Tennis already playing their section matchups, and some have even advanced to state. Pine City's tennis team, they will be competing down at the state tournament as a team, and LSL punched her ticket to the state tournament with a second-place finish at the individual section tournament up in Virginia. Well, their team is set to go there October 26th, 27th, and 28th. 26th and 27th are the team state tournaments, and the 28th and 29th are the individual tournaments for state. So congratulations once again to the Pine City girls tennis team and to LSL on her individual state tournament appearance. In tonight's game, though, we are tied at 6 at halftime between the Mustangs and Pine City. This rivalry game, it's been a good one. We've seen some extracurricular activity after the play. These guys are blocking hard, playing their hearts out. Of course, Mora has had 2 weeks to prepare for this game, so they are well rested, and some of their guys have come off injury and illnesses, but they are well rested. They've had 2 weeks to watch, just watch the Dragons play, and the Dragons have a shortened week to try and get Mora figured out. And you know, the Dragons did a good job the last time they had a short week to watch a team and figure them out. The last time they had to do that was on homecoming week against Columbia Heights when Proctor was unable to play, and they wound up playing Columbia Heights and winning against Columbia Heights 22-6 or 8, I believe it was, and Pine City. So we're tied right now at 6 apiece. Looking at the stats from the first half for Mora, they had 4 offensive possessions with 2 penalties, and they had 1 turnover and a takeaway, both fumbles. Leading them in the rushing category was Taven Peterson with 60 yards even, and he had a 34-yard touchdown to even things up at 6 apiece. Then it's Nolan McGaw with 22 yards. Nolan Ferguson, he had 3, but he was injured early on in the first quarter, so he has not been into the game yet again. So hopefully he's okay and able to get back into it. Then it is Connor Gamal with 16 yards and 8 for Brock Folkma. These Mora Mustangs, their offensive line kind of reminds me a little bit of Pine City's right now. They are just making some holes for their running backs to run through, and the running backs are just hitting the holes hard and finding lanes and then doing the rest themselves. The offensive line is doing the hard work up front, and the Dragons the Mustangs are just making holes to run through, and their running backs are just doing the rest of the work from there. It's been a good one here so far. A low-scoring game. I thought the Dragons might score a little bit more in the first half, but you got to give credit to the Mustang defense. They've been just as good as they have had a couple of tackles for loss. A key one on 4th down late in the first half. And Plajek took the carry and tried to break away from a tackle, but he was taken down for a loss of about a half yard, and that stopped their drive to end the second half. They were doing well, and then they had a false start penalty, unfortunately, which put them back 5 yards. But we are tied at 6, and Pine City also had 4 possessions, a takeaway, a turnover, and 3 penalties there in that first half. Leading them was Jacob Lindahl with 63 yards off 10 carries. He had a 3-yard rushing touchdown on their first drive. Gave them a 6-0 lead, but since then their offense, I won't say it has gone dry, because it certainly hasn't. They have just missed a couple of things here and there. I think the running backs have missed a couple of holes. They've tried to bounce it out maybe one too many times on the carry, because I think the holes have been there for them. Most certainly. The holes have definitely been there for them. But I think they're trying to just use their speed and get to the outside. But the Mora Mustangs know that they got to protect the outside, because Pine City, these running backs, they are fast. But the running backs just have to be a little bit more patient, I think. Continuing on with the rushing stats for Pine City, Brody Clark has 7 carries for 34 yards. Ryan Plajek has 4 carries for 26 yards, and Lindblom had a carry for 3 yards. That is their stats for the first half of play. Kind of talked about the keys to the game a little bit for Pine City's offense, but we'll go to Mora real quick, as they are the visiting team. Again, they've had 2 weeks of rest. That does help. Of course, they've had a couple of guys who had to get over some injuries, but you've had 2 weeks of rest, 2 weeks to just sit and watch Pine City play. And when you were able to get that, I mean, of course you don't like the fact that they had to have 2 weeks off because some guys were hurt and some guys were out due to illness. You don't like that at all. You don't like to see kids hurt. You don't like to see anybody hurt, for that matter. But for them to be able to just watch film for 2 weeks straight after coming off a win on homecoming night, that is huge for a team. Of course, you don't want to sit for 2 weeks and not play. No team does. But to be able to watch film, again, that is just it's so helpful, especially when it's a big game like this, when it's a rivalry game. It is so important to watch your team for 2 weeks straight, when Pine City only gets about, 2 days to prepare for you. So it's huge. I think that gives Mora a little bit of an advantage. But going to their keys to the second half, I think these running backs just have to continue to stay patient. That offensive line opened up some gaping holes on the offensive line to run through, and Taven Peterson, he is quick out there. He is probably the fastest running back for the Mora Mustangs, as he took a run for 34 yards and scored. So the Dragons are going to have to cut off the outsides, as a lot of these runs for the Mora Mustangs have been towards the tackle, have been kind of off tackle, near the guard tackle spot. So they're going to have to start guarding that outside there. But for the Mora Mustangs, I think they just need to keep that up. The running backs just need to keep staying patient, keep staying behind their offensive line, let the offensive line do the work, and then the running backs can benefit off of that. On defense for the Mora Mustangs, I think they're doing a good job protecting the outside. The Dragons have tried to get to the outside a lot more here tonight. They're running Lindahl and Brody Clark off the outsides as well. They're trying to use their speed to get them out on the edges. But Mora has done a pretty good job of getting out to the edges and protecting them and holding them in and hemming them. But give the running backs for Pine City credit, as they have found lanes to cut back upfield and turn it upfield, and they are running hard tonight. We saw Brody Clark carry the ball, and he carried a defender an extra 5 yards for a first down. Jacob Lindahl, he's just a bruiser when he has the ball in his hands, and also when he's coming to tackle you. But I think one thing that they got to do here in this second half is just be a little bit more patient, much like the Mora Mustangs running backs have been. They just got to be a little bit more patient here. Their offensive line is doing a really good job. Just got to be a tad more patient. I noticed on a couple of runs, the Dragon running backs were trying to bounce it outside a little too quickly. When the hole is there, you just got to be a little bit more patient on the carry and let the offensive line do the work. On the defensive side for Pine City, again, you just gotta protect those edges a little bit more. They're running more off tackle towards the guard tackle spot are the Mustangs, and the Dragons are just gonna have to get out on the outside. Of course, the fullbacks for Mora are punishing runners as well, and they're doing a good job of getting the ball up the middle and taking the ball for a couple of yards. So they're gonna have to their guys up front, their big guys are up front, are gonna have to step up and make some stops and get some push on the offensive line for the Mustangs. Are the Dragons' defensive linemen, but their linebackers, their inside linebackers are gonna have to come up and play hard as well. They're gonna have to come up and punish these linemen to get through and get to the fullback. But the outside linebackers, cornerbacks, and even safeties are gonna have to stay home, stay sound on the outside, because they are making a living on the outside, and these fullbacks are just pounding their way up the middle. So inside linebackers going to have to make some punishing hits on the offensive line and running backs, and these outside linebackers and corners got to stay home, got to hem them in and push them back to the inside so you can get a group of guys there to tackle. Tackling tonight hasn't been extremely clean for either side, but I'm sure we'll see corrections from both sides of the ball, and it will be a great second half. We got about 40 seconds left, and while we do, we'll take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be set for kickoff here in the second half.
Who remembers the Awesome Burger? It's back at your favorite A&W family restaurant in Pine City. A 1/3 pound bacon double cheeseburger topped with American cheese, mayo, lettuce, tomato, and topped with our awesome crunchy golden brown onion rings. Make it a combo with hot seasoned french fries and a drink. Don't forget to top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Signature combos and delicious treats, always at your local A&W family restaurant in Pine City.
Q Media Game of the Week set to go in the second half. Mora will kick off, and Pine City will start the second half with the ball. They kicked it off to begin the game, so they will start this second half with the ball. Quick update on that score down in Rush City between the Moose Lake Willow River Rebels and the Rush City Tigers. Moose Lake leads right now over Rush City at half, 13-0. So those two teams fighting for an undefeated end to their regular season. Rush City has had a very good year. I think they've only had one game where they've scored under 40 or under 50 points, and that was their last game against International Falls. Other than that, each game I think they've scored 50. So that Moose Lake Willow River team is very good again. But here we go. We're getting set for the second half of action. Looks like the center and quarterback for Pine City are having a quick exchange of the snap. That's Osmus and Lindblom. Having a quick exchange of the snap just to make sure that they get on the same page out there, because we did see a couple of fumble snaps on both sides of the ball, or for both teams, rather. Mora's getting ready to kick. Of course, their kicker is Jansen Seams. And here's the boot. This one is going to be down, bouncing at the 25, picked up at the 20. Taken in by Thiemann. Thiemann breaks a tackle. He holds on to the ball, and he falls forward to about the 33-yard line. Jason Thiemann on the return. Shadeen with the tackle for Mora. So the Dragons offense will get started on their own 33-yard line here to begin the second half. Again, their offensive line, man, they created some holes to run through. Running backs just have to be a little bit more patient. I give the Mustangs credit. They're doing a good job of protecting those edges from these Pine City running backs. Lindblom under center, takes the snap. He's going to give it off to Clark off the left side here. He finds some room to run past the 40, falls forward to about the 42-yard line. Brody Clark on the carry. Ball spotted at the 42-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 for Brody Clark on his first carry. And it'll be 2nd and 1. So a quick 9 yards for Brody Clark. The offense is going to get quickly back to the line. Dragons trying to go quick here. Lindblom under center. Takes a snap. Yeah, we've kind of seen that all night here. Both offensive lines have gotten out to a bit of a quick start. It hasn't been called every single play, but anytime I'm watching, I can definitely see that the offensive lines are moving just a little bit too quick. I don't know whether that's they're trying to just get going on their man they're lined up across or what, but penalties, you can't have too many. Those are detrimental to a drive. It's a 5-yard penalty, and that'll make it 2nd down and 6 now for the Dragons. This is their first possession of the second half with 11:05 to go. Lindblom under center. Takes the snap. He's going to give this one off to Lindahl. Lindahl off the left side, and he is stuffed. In on the stop was McGaw, Nolan McGaw. Makes the stop. Ball is spotted at the 39-yard line. Be 3rd down and about 4. After that 2-yard pickup from Lindahl. So the Dragons on a 3rd and 4 with 10:20 to go. Lindblom under center. Takes the snap, gives it up to Brody Clark, and he goes nowhere. He breaks through the line, but not much to get there. A whole host of Mustangs are there for the stop, and that's going to bring up 4th down. He gets past the 40. Where will they spot him? At the 41. It's 4th down and 1, so Dragons, will they play the field position game? Looks like they will. Looks like they're going to get ready for a punt. Riley Cummings, the punter for Pine City. Mustangs do a good job to hold the Dragons to a 4th down and 2. Riley Cummings back to punt. Mora needs to stay heads up for a fake here. Cummings will punt it away. This one is going to go to the 40, roll at the 35, and roll out of bounds at about the 32. And they'll mark it closer to the 33. So that's where the Mora offense will take over with the ball. We're tied at 6 with 9:28 to go in the 3rd quarter. Pine City's offense unfortunately goes 3 and out, and it really, that penalty hurts them a lot there because they had 2nd down and 1, and the next carry went for 2 yards. That would have been a 1st down, but unfortunately that false start penalty hurts a lot there to begin the second half for the Pine City Dragons. And it was due to a false start, so can't have those if you're the Dragons. Meanwhile, the Mora offense gets back out there. Nelson under center, takes the snap. He's going to give it off the right side to Gamal. Gamal breaks a tackle, then falls forward near the 35. They'll spot him exactly at the 35. A pickup of 2 for Connor Gamal. And that'll make it 2nd down and 8 for the Mora Mustangs. 9 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Here in the Q Media Game of the Week at Saunders Field in Pine City. The rain has really lightened up. It's just a sprinkle now. Nelson under center. Takes the snap. He's going to give it up to Gamal again. Breaks a tackle at the 40. He's free. He's gone. Connor Gamal, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Connor Gamal. A 65-yard run for Connor Gamal. And that'll make it 12-6 in favor of the Mustangs. Connor Gamal, a 65-yard run. He broke through an arm tackle and then used his speed to get the rest of the way. A 65-yard run for Connor Gamal will break the tie, and the Mustangs are up 12-6. Connor Gamal found a lane to run through. That offensive line is making some big-time room to run. Handoff up the middle, and no go on the 2-point conversion. McGaw was stopped on the 2-point conversion, but the Mustangs do take the lead on a 65-yard touchdown run from Connor Gamal. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll be set for kickoff. You're listening to football on WCMP and KBEK.
A Lennox heat pump from Dale's Heating and Appliance is the perfect solution to your summer cooling and spring or fall heating needs. With rebates up to $1,250 from East Central Energy, now is the best time to have the energy experts from Dale's install a Lennox heat pump in your home. Visit the showroom in downtown Pine City or online at dalesheatingandappliance.com and ask about rebates from East Central Energy today. Dale's Heating and Appliance, where consistent comfort is key.
Mora will kick off after the 65-yard touchdown run from Connor Gamal with 8:33 to go. Again, these Mustangs running backs are just being so patient out there right now. Just waiting for the offensive line to create the holes and then cutting it upfield, and Gamal did the rest of the work from there as he broke an arm tackle of the Dragons and went the rest of the way, used his speed. He is quick. So a touchdown for the Mustangs. It's 12-6. The boot is away. And this will be taken in at about the 16-yard line by Thiemann. Thiemann trying to find somewhere to go with it. He tries to break it out outside to the left, the right rather. And then he's swarmed upon at about the 23. That's where the Dragon offense will take over. That was a tough one for Jason Thiemann. He had to field it off of an awkward hop. Kind of got to him and then slipped up towards his shoulder pads. Brought it down, and before he could really go anywhere, the Mustang special teams was there. Dragons offense needs a spark right now just to get going. They suffered a setback on their first drive due to a false start and then couldn't get the first down. Lindblom under center. Takes the snap. He gives it to Clark off the right side. He breaks a tackle, falls forward. And Brody Clark with the, actually that's Timmy Johnson on the carry. Johnson getting a different set of pace there. A first down for Timmy Johnson, an 11-yard carry by Timmy Johnson for his first carry. Timmy Johnson with the carry. He gets 11, and it's a first down, Dragons at the 35. Lindblom takes the snap. He's going to give it off to Lindahl. Lindahl off the right side, breaks through a tackle, falls forward to the 40, and he punches the ground as he knows if he stays upright, he is gone. But a good open field tackle there by the Mustangs. A very good open field tackle, because if he doesn't hold on, again, Lindahl is in the end zone. So ball will be spotted at the 39-yard line, a pickup of 6 for Lindahl. And it's second down and 4, 7:30 to go, third quarter. Lindblom breaks the huddle, gets his team to the line of scrimmage. 41-yard line is the line of scrimmage, not the 39. He gives it off on the left side to Timmy Johnson. Johnson is stuffed up, somehow gets through the pile and falls forward. And he falls forward for a couple. And it'll be third down and 1. A 3-yard gain from Timmy Johnson. Third down and 1 for the Dragons. Timmy Johnson went into a pile of defenders but kept his legs turned and got a push from his own line. And he fell forward, and it's third down and 1. Lindblom under center. They need this one. And it looks like the Mustangs had someone lined up off sides. Lindahl gets the carry. Meanwhile, he gets past 45, and he falls forward for a first down for the Pine City Dragons. The outside linebacker on the left side looked like he might have been lined up off sides from my angle. That is my angle, so I don't have the perfect angle where I'm standing, but he was definitely in front of the D lineman. Whether he was off sides or not, I don't know. But the carry there for Lindahl gets it to the 46-yard line. That's a first down. And the Dragons offense back to the line. Lindblom takes the snap, gives it up the middle to Ploshik. Ploshik finds some room to run, breaks a tackle, and he's taken down. Nice tackle there by Nathan Nelson. The safety, Nathan Nelson, makes the stop at the 45 on the Mora side of the field. A pickup of about 9. for Plajek, and it'll be second down and a long one. Ball spotted at the Mora Mustang 45-yard line. Lindblom takes the snap, up the middle again, this time to Plajek. He falls over a couple of defenders to the 42, and that's a first down for the Dragons. 3-yard carry for Plajek, and it's a first down. Again, the three-headed monster. They're feeding everyone. Clark, Plajek, Lindahl, and Johnson. Sometimes the four-headed monster, as I mentioned in the pregame. Last week it was the three-headed monster between Clark, Plajek, and Lindahl, but this week Johnson getting a couple more carries in the second half. Lindblom takes a snap, gives it to Lindahl. The defense looked like they jumped. Lindahl breaks out of a tackle, and he gets to the 30. He's going to be taken down, falls out of bounds near the 25-yard line. Lindahl got into a group of Mustangs. Looked like he was going to be taken down, but he busted out of the pile, took it to the right side, and then another good open field tackle by the Mustangs there, because if they do not wrap his legs up, they do not have a chance at stopping him before the end zone, but he gets it inside the Mustang 30 to the 27. Gain of a first down there for Lindahl. And it's first down and 10, ball at the 27. Lindblom takes the snap, is going to give it, fakes a give to Plajek, then gives it to Johnson. Johnson is hit hard there by Nolan McGaw. Nolan McGaw made the stop for the Mora Mustangs. Johnson is able to pick up about 3 yards on the carry to make it second down and 7. Ball spotted at the 25. Lindblom back under center. He takes the snap, gives it to Johnson again off the left side, lowers the shoulder, and he's going to be taken down. A nice open field tackle there, one-on-one tackle by Brock Folkma. On the tackle, falls forward for another 2 yards, and it's going to be third down and 5. Just a good one-on-one tackle there by Brock Folkma on Timmy Johnson. That brings up third down and 5. Ball nearing the red zone here for the Pine City Dragons as they get their offense to the line of scrimmage. Lindblom under center. Lindblom takes a snap. He's going to give it off to Lindahl off the right side. He's got some blocking. He has a lane to run through to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Dragons! Jacob Lindahl on the carry. He goes 23 yards. And a touchdown for Jacob Lindahl, and that'll tie things up here in the third quarter. Jacob Lindahl on the carry. And that makes it 12-12 with 3:25 to go. And the Dragons will try and line up and go for 2. They're going to have 2 receivers wide on each side. Actually, 2 on the left side, 1 on the right. Lindblom in the gun, takes the snap. It's a high snap. He's going to keep it himself. Nearing the goal line. Did he get there? Yes, he did! Lindblom will keep it for the 2-point conversion, and that'll put the Dragons up 14-12 over the Mustangs. So the Dragons' offense, again, they stayed patient, let the offensive line do the work. The running backs benefited, and they lead 14-12 off the 2-point conversion from Jimmy Lindblom. 14-12 with 3:25 to go in quarter number 3. And when we come back, we'll be set for kickoff on WCMP and, of course, KBEK.
Score! Froggies is the place to be on game day because they've got free drawings for prizes every quarter for Minnesota football games. Located in beautiful downtown Pine City, Froggies is where food, friends and family come together, especially for game day. Open every day at 11 a.m. with the best daily specials around. Follow them on Facebook for the latest happenings and upcoming events. It's always hoppin' at Froggy's.
Getting set to kick off is TJ Davis. Mustangs will get set to take over on the kick return. It's Peterson and Folkma back to return here for the Mora Mustangs. TJ Davis with the boot. This kick is down and taken in at the 14-yard line. Drop by Peterson, but he picks it back up, runs into his own man, takes it off to the right side. He's up to the 25, to the 30, to the 35 before he's taken down. Nice tackle, open field tackle there. I believe that's Dalen Peterson on the tackle. Nice open field tackle on Peterson. Dylan Peterson, if he doesn't make that tackle, Peterson is still running. The other Peterson. Peterson for Mora, Taven Peterson. A Peterson on Peterson tackle. I'll stop with the Peterson jokes now, but Dylan Peterson, again, does make the tackle on Taven Peterson after he dropped it at the 14 and was able to take it upfield to the 34-yard line. Nelson under center takes the snap. He's going to give it off here to Kamal off the right side or left side of their offense. The Dragons are there. Timmy Johnson along with Jason Thiemann. So Timmy Johnson and Jason Thiemann make the stop. Ball is going to be spotted at the 36-yard line. It's a pickup of 2 for Gamal. And it'll be second down and closer to 9 than it is 8. Nelson will get the play into the huddle for Mora. 2.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Nelson to the line. Under center, takes the snap. He'll give it up the middle here. And taken down. A beautiful tackle by number 76. That is Tucker Kubish on the stop. The carry by Nolan McGaw goes, he maybe gets a half yard. We'll give him a yard. That'll be third down, and actually he doesn't gain anything. Looking at where the ball is spotted, he does not gain a yard. Third down and 9. Nelson will get the call into his offense. Avery Nelson breaks the huddle. They get to the line. Nelson takes a snap. He gives it up the middle, and he plows forward, does McGaw. McGaw carries a couple of defenders to the 41-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of 6 for McGaw. And that'll bring up fourth down and about 3. Fourth down and 3 now for the Mora Mustangs, trailing by 2, 1:15 to go, third quarter. Pine City leads 14-12. Home crowd getting loud. Nelson under center. Fourth down and 3. Takes the snap. He hands it up off the middle to Gamal. I don't think he got there. He didn't. On the tackle was Cameron Jusak. Cameron Jusak makes the stop. No gain by the Mustangs, and the Pine City Dragons will take back over on offense. Ball spotted at the 42. So the Dragons make a huge stop on fourth down. Gamal on the carry, took it. And the Dragons will get set to go on offense. Lindblom will give it off out to Lindahl. He tries to hurdle the defender. Somehow he comes down on his feet. But the Mustangs are going to take him down for a loss. Lindahl on the carry. He's going to lose about a yard. Does try to hurl the defender as he was down at his knees. But Lindahl is going to lose a yard. That'll make it 2nd and 11 for Pine City. Lindblom under center. He takes the snap, going to give it up the middle to Plojek. Plojek breaks through one and then tries to go backwards towards the 40. And making the stop was Brendan Connolly, number 65, with the tackle for the Mora Mustangs. Plojek only picks up 3 yards. That'll make it third. Well, actually, we'll give him, 3. It'll be 3 yards on the carry from Plojek. And that'll make it 3rd down and 8. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. So, the end of the 3rd quarter, the Pine City Dragons have the lead 14-12 over the visiting rival Mora Mustangs. And when we come back, we'll be set for the 4th and final quarter between these two teams here in Pine City at Saunders Field.
Lake State Repair in Rush City performs all types of repairs and maintenance services for your truck and trailers, including Class 8 trucks and trailers. When looking for a local company with friendly staff that goes above and beyond to help you, it's going to be Lake State Repair in Rush City. They also can do your annual DOT inspections. So what are you waiting for? Get that repair done with Lake State Repair. Call them at 320-358-3195. Like them on Facebook today, Lake State Repair.
Back here on both WCMP and KBEK for tonight's Q Media Game of the Week. Pine City has the lead right now over Mora, 14-12, after the touchdown run of 23 yards by Jacob Lindahl and the 2-point conversion from Jimmy Lindblom. Dragons look to continue this drive. It's going to be 3rd down and 8, though. Lindblom takes the snap. He's going to give it to Lindahl. He breaks off a 1, and that's tough. He tried to get off a 1 tackle. Taken down there by Connor Gamal, and he might have lost a yard even. We do have a Dragon down on the field, and while they take a look at him, we'll take a break.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make sure it's protected. You want someone you know, someone you trust to help you take care of it. That's why you need to work with Pine Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. With over 50 years combined experience, let the experts at Pine Insurance Agency help you protect what's important. Whether it's your home, car, farm, insurance, or loved ones, call them today to set up a free, no-obligation quote. Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Pine Insurance Agency, located in a Northridge Center in Pine City.
Water. You use it every day to cook and clean, take showers, do laundry, and of course, drink it. Whether it's city or well water, you shouldn't have to worry about what's in it. Aquarius Home Services, your local authorized Connecticut dealer, takes the worry away. With on-demand efficiency, Connecticut fixes problem water, leaving you with amazing water you can trust. To set up your free water analysis and learn more about our 25% off sale, visit ConnecticutMN.com today. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Back here on WCMP. Dragons facing a 4th down and 9. The injured Dragon was Nick Plojek on the play. So the Dragons will play the field position game. They look to punt it away. Riley Cummings back to punt. He takes it in, and he gets this one away. It's a decent punt. Bounces at the 15, inside the 15 to about the 11, 12-yard line, and that's where the Mora offense will take over. So the Dragons are stopped on 3rd down by Connor Gamal on a 1-yard loss. And they force the punt, and now will take over inside their own 15 at the 11. The Mora offense will get back out onto the field after going for it on their fourth down and not getting it. (14-12) the score. Pine City with the lead. Avery Nelson under center, takes the snap. He's going to give it to Gamal off the left side. He plows forward. Going to be taken down there by Kubesh. Kubesh on the stop as we make sure to get the rain off the lens here so you guys can see clearly. Kubesh with the tackle for Pine City. And it's a pickup of about 5 there for Connor Gamal. That'll make it 2nd down and 5. Ball at the 16-yard line. Under 11 minutes to go here, 4th quarter. Nelson gets the call into the offense. Nelson takes the snap, and he'll give it out to the outside. And he breaks a tackle. And that carry is by Nelson. He'll actually keep it on the carry. And he gets past the first down marker, and that's a Mustang first down with 10:30 to go. Nelson carries the ball to the 26-yard line. Pickup of 10 for Avery Nelson. Nelson this time, he'll hand it off up the middle. McGaw. Nelson, I think, actually kept it again. He's going to pick up about 1.5 yards, maybe 2. And that makes it 2nd down and 8. Well, they've switched things up here. They've gone with a couple quarterback runs here. Haven't seen that tonight from Mora. Trying to find a spark. 9:40 to go, 4th quarter. Pine City leads 14-12 over Mora. Nelson, under center, takes the snap. He's going to give this one off to, it's a fumble. Ball's on the ground, picked up by the Dragons, and they're going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown! Pine City, Brody Clark with the fumble recovery for the touchdown. Brody Clark takes a fumble back all the way for the score from 26 yards out, but we do have a Mustang down. So a Mustang is down, and with that, we will take commercial break. Hopefully he is okay. The Mustang down is Dylan Adams. Dylan Adams down on the play.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear and Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear and Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Brody Clark with the fumble recovery, taken back for a touchdown. And now the Dragons will get set to go for 2 and try and extend their lead. They lead by 8 right now, 20-12, with 9:22 to go in the 4th quarter. That's unfortunate for Mora because they had a drive going. Lindblom under center, takes the snap. He's going to fake it. He's rolling out, looking into the corner of the end zone. He finds a man. That's Cameron Jusak for the 2. So Jusak, he's playing in his first game this season, and he gets a 2-point conversion, a big one as well, because that puts the Dragons up by 2 possessions now by 10 points. It's 22-12. Dragons with the lead. That 2-point conversion is huge for the Dragons, as now they lead by 10, 22-12, with 9:22 to go in the 4th quarter. And again, that touchdown set up by the Clark fumble recovery, return for a touchdown from about 30 yards out. And the defense steps up big for Pine City. It's super unfortunate for the Mora Mustangs as they had a drive going, but the carry there from Peterson fumbled. And They give up an 8-point swing there. So they will have pizza, I'm told, will the Dragons defense off that fumble recovery for a touchdown. I'm sure they're happy with that, but they still got a ways to go in this game. 9:22 left. DJ Davis with the boot. This one's going to be kicked, and it will roll out of bounds at about the 20. So Mora will have good starting field position on the kick out of bounds. I believe that moves the ball to the 30, 35-yard line. So the Mustangs will take over on offense. Dragons defense looking for yet another turnover. Try and swing this more their way, but Mora offense looking to get back in that rhythm they were just in. Nelson takes a snap, giving it off to Gamal off the left side. He breaks through one tackle, cuts it back up the field. Then he's taken down by a whole host of Dragons. Gavin Rockstro made the initial contact. Gamal picks up 5. Gavin Rockstro on the tackle. Connor Gamal with a pickup of 5. And that'll make it 2nd down and 5 for Mora. Under 9 minutes to go here, 4th quarter. Dragons lead over the Mustangs 22-12. In the Q Media Game of the Week here on 106.5 FM AM 1350 WCMP and 95.5 FM KBEK. Nelson under center. Nelson takes the snap, gives it up the middle to McGaw. McGaw tries to fight through the tackle, but Plajek there for the stop. Ryan Plajek, number 27, with the stop for the Dragons. And he's going to pick up about 3 yards, though, with that carry. That'll make it 3rd and a long 2. 3-yard carry for McGaw. 3rd down and 2 for the Mustangs with 8:10 to go in the 4th quarter. Nelson gets the play into the huddle from the sideline. A big 3rd down play here for both sides. 8 minutes to go. Nelson will take this snap with under 8 minutes to go. Takes the snap. I think he fumbled it for a moment, but he rolls out to his left. Throws. He finds Gamal, but Gamal dropped it. Gamal dropped it. He had wide open room to run at the 45. He had the wide open edge, but he dropped it. It went right through his hands. And that will make it 4th down and 2. So Nelson looking for Gamal, who was open, but it went through Gamal's hands. And that makes it 4th down and 2, and this is huge. Ball at the 43-yard line of the Mustangs. 7:51 to go. 4th down and 2. Nelson gets his team to the line. Nelson takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Gamal off the left side, but we get a whistle. And let's see. Somebody called a timeout. That timeout called by the Mustangs. And while they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to the Q Media Game of the Week here on WCMP and KBEK.
Wellia Health is the leading provider of healthcare in East Central Minnesota, offering services to Mora, Pine City, Hinckley, and the surrounding communities. We have the always welcoming care you've come to expect, close to home, with cutting-edge technology and multitude of specialty services, so you can receive the medical care you need when you need it. Live life well with Wellia Health. welliahealth.org.
The Q Media Game of the Week right here in Pine City between the Dragons and the Mora Mustangs. It's been a while since the Dragons have beat the Mustangs. Usually Mora has their number, but this year Pine City back at their home turf for this game, home field, looking to get the win, but still a lot of time to go. 7:49, we've seen these Mustangs break off 2 huge touchdown runs, one from 34 and one from 65. They're going to have to convert this 4th down and 2 first. Nelson under center. Nelson takes the snap. He tosses it out to the right. Oh, it's on the ground. Peterson dropped it. That's Folkman on the carry. He breaks a tackle at the 40, gets the 1st down to the 45, to the 50, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, where he's taken down by Jason Thiemann. Volkema kept his feet under him. Oh my goodness, he fumbled the ball on the toss, picked it up, broke a tackle, got all the way down inside the 25. A huge gain there for Volkema. All the way down to the 24. A 35-yard gain by Volkema. And this give up the middle. Nowhere to go for the ball carrier. I believe that looks like Gamal on the carry. Nope, it's going to be the fullback, McGaw. McGaw stopped for no gain. This ball is spotted at the 23. Second down and 10 now for the Mora Mustangs. I just mentioned how they were able to break off a couple of big runs, and they did there on 4th down and 2. Volkema had fumbled the ball, but was able to pick it up and break a tackle and then run for a first down. Nelson takes the snap. It looks like a broken play. He's going to have to take it himself. Cameron Jusak on the stop. Looked like that might have been a broken play as it looked like he both fumbled the snap and stumbled over his lineman's feet, but he was able to turn the corner off the left side and pick up what looks to be about 3 yards. That makes it 3rd and 7 for the Mora Mustangs. 3rd down 7, they trail 22-12, under 6.5 to go now. Again, that 2-point conversion by the Dragons that they converted was so important off that Brody Clark fumble recovery, taken back for 6. Because if they do not convert that to, it's only an 8-point game, so huge there. But Mora now, they found some rhythm. 3rd down 7. Avery Nelson under center. He takes the snap. He gives it off to Volkema off the right side. Nowhere to go. And that is Tucker Kubish with the stop. And we got a couple of Mustangs that are slow to get up, but they are able to get to their feet and walk back to the huddle, thank goodness. I never like to see anybody hurt, never, never. It's going to be a loss of about 2 there for Volkema. And it's 4th down and 9. A big 4th down. This could quite possibly be the game. Under 5.5 to go. 22-12 the lead for Pine City. 4th down and 9 for the Mora Mustangs. Avery Nelson will get the play call into the huddle. Clock still ticking, now 5:15 to go. And Nelson will break the huddle and get to the line. Nelson, under center, takes the snap. He's going to roll out to his left. He's looking for Gamal. Gamal holds on to the catch. He breaks a tackle, falls forward near the first down marker. And where they're spotting him looks like he's going to be short. And the collective cheer from the Pine City side is because he is short. And the pass to Gamal is going to not quite pick up enough. I believe that was Timmy Johnson on the tackle, or Brody Clark. Could not quite see the number. Ball is spotted at the 15, so we picked up 7 yards, but not quite enough, did Connor Gamal. Lindblom. Oh, everyone moved but Lindblom. And that's going to be a false start. And that'll send him back 5 yards. Everyone but Lindblom and the lineman moved. That's going to be 5 yards setback for the Dragons. That'll push them back to the 9, it looks like. The ball was originally spotted at the 14. Pine City leads 22-12 over Mora with 4:55 to go. A false start penalty sets them back here. Now 1st down and 15. Lindblom under center. Gives this time to Brody Clark. Actually, that's Timmy Johnson who breaks off of one, spins around, falls forward past the 15 to the 16. Be a pickup of what should be 7, and that makes it 2nd down and 8. by Timmy Johnson. 2nd down and 8 now for the Dragons at the 16. Dragons have it on offense, of course. Going to take as much time in between plays as they can. 4:15 to go. Lindblom gets the offense to the line, 2nd down and 8. Lindblom takes the snap, gives it off to Lindahl off the right side. Actually, that's Plajek on the carry. Right through the front of that line and then nearing the 25 before he's taken down. That tackle was made by Trenton 4 for the Mustangs. Trenton 4, number 84. For the Mustangs made the stop on Plajek, but Plajek picks up 7 yards on the carry, and it's 3rd down and 1. 3rd down and 1. Dragons trying to wind down as much clock as they can before they call this next play. Lindblom will look to the sideline to get the call and then get to the huddle, and going to have a man run out late for the Dragons, and they might have to call timeout here. Under 3.5 to go. Dragons lead by 10, 22-12 over Mora. Ref has not started counting yet. There's the count. Lindblom under center, 3rd down 1. Takes the snap. He's going to give it off here to Timmy Johnson. He falls forward, and that's a 1st down past the 25-yard line to about the 26. And that's a 2-yard gain if it is at the 26. Actually, we'll spot him more closer to the 27. A 3-yard pickup for Johnson, and a 1st down. Timmy Johnson, just a safe, hard run of 3 yards, picks up the 1st down, and the Dragons are that much closer to the win, 22-12. They have the lead with approaching 2:45 to go, 4th quarter, just under 2:45 now in the 4th quarter. Lindblom walks his team to the line. He's under center. Takes the snap. He'll give it up the middle to Plajek again, and Plajek has nowhere to go. Nowhere to go for Plajek. And on the tackle was number 68. That is Benjamin Everson on the stop for the Mustangs. It's going to be no gain there. Maybe a half yard to a yard for Plajek. And the Mora Mustangs have taken a timeout here. 2:22 to go. And with the stop on 1st down of maybe a yard gain, the Mustangs will take a timeout and try and get the stop on defense to get the ball back for their offense and go down and quickly score, and then have to get the ball back on an onside kick and score again as they are down by 10. Now they had the ball earlier in the 4th quarter but fumbled on a 4th down play, and Brody Clark took it back for a about 30-yard touchdown fumble recovery. And then probably one of the most important plays of this 4th quarter so far was the 2-point conversion pass from Lindblom to Cameron Jusak in the far corner of the end zone. He held onto it, and that's why the Dragons now have a 10-point lead. If they don't, it's only an 8-point lead, so that is huge because that makes it a 2-possession game instead of a 1. And the Mustangs, again, they have shown they can break off some big runs here. But now the Dragons just trying to run the clock out. Lindblom will hand it off up the middle. That's Plajek again. Plajek, no gain on the carry. That'll make it 3rd down and 9. Actually, they're going to move that yard marker ahead a yard. So he did pick up 1, did Plajek. And again, the timeout called by the Mora Mustangs. We'll keep it right here so as not to miss any of the action. It's getting a little chippy out there. A little bit of extracurricular activity after the play between these sides. But they are rivals. I'm not going to say it's expected because you still have to respect the game. You don't want to get a penalty for your team for either side, because that could be huge and could prove to be a turning point. So you do not want to commit a unnecessary penalty if you're either side. Just want to make sure you play sound fundamental football. 3rd down and 8 with 2:16 to go in the 4th quarter. Plajek with the last 2 carries Wonder what the Dragons will do here on 3rd down and 8. We'll find out right now. Lindblom gets to the line. Lindblom takes a snap. He gives it off to Timmy Johnson. Timmy Johnson breaks a tackle at the 30 to the 35. Plows forward to the 40, to the 45, and nearing out of bounds at the 50. And good sportsmanship there by the Mora Mustang player who took him down. That's Josh Bankers for Mora, who took Timmy Johnson down. They're going to spot him farther back than where he ended up. He must have slid forward. Timmy Johnson, though, from the 29-yard line to the 47. And that's a pickup of 18 for Timmy Johnson on that 3rd down and 9 carry. And that should be just about it. 1:40 to go in the 4th quarter. The Dragons lead 22-12. Lindblom gets his team to the line. I've run a couple more plays. He'll hand it off up the middle to Plajek. He plows forward past the 50 into arms of a Mustang. Past the 50 to the 49. That's a pickup of 4 for Plajek. It'll be 2nd and 6. On the stop that time was Trenton 4 with the tackle for the Mustangs. And 1 minute to go for the Dragons as they lead 22-12. They're going to line up in that victory formation. And this is huge if you're a Dragon fan. There's the kneel down. They'll have to kneel down one more time before claiming victory over the Mustangs. You see a couple of Mustang and Dragon players giving each other a sportsmanship kind of hug, and that's lovely to see. These two teams have fought hard over the years. Mustangs have won the last how many, but Pine City was going to win this one on their home turf. Lindblom, that's going to be it. There's the final kneel down, and the Dragons will come away with the victory here tonight, 22-12. The Dragons are victorious at home over the Mora Mustangs, and they will move to 4-4 on the season. Finish the regular season at 500. These two teams giving each other showing each other sportsmanship, rather, being kind to one another, giving each other a nice high five at the end of the game, even before they line up for the handshake at the end of the game. The clock is at 0, and it has become official. The Dragons get the victory over the Mora Mustangs, 22-12. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll recap this game. You're listening to KBK and WCMP.
Did you know that Franzen Bank and Trust is a Minnesota-owned company? And they're one of the largest community banks around. That's a great combination. As a community bank, they're dedicated to their customers and the communities they serve. You might say they're big enough to help, small enough to care. Last March, they provided $20,000 in grants to 6 different Minnesota communities. They also processed well over 1,700 PPP loans, allowing local small businesses to keep their employees on the payroll during the pandemic. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story, because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
Pine Technical and Community College is celebrating College Knowledge Month the whole month of October. Are you still undecided about where or what you want to go to school for? You are not alone. You are part of the 75% of American college students who are undecided or change their major at least once. Pine Technical and Community College will be hosting a series of events throughout the month to help you get prepared. Are you ready to make the choice to change your future? Visit pine.edu/College Knowledge Month.
Who remembers the Awesome Burger? It's back at your favorite A&W family restaurant in Pine City. A 1/3 pound bacon double cheeseburger topped with American cheese, mayo, lettuce, tomato, and topped with our awesome crunchy golden brown onion rings. Make it a combo with hot seasoned french fries and a drink. Don't forget to top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer all in a frosty mug. Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W family restaurant in Pine City.
A Lennox heat pump from Dale's Heating and Appliance is the perfect solution to your summer cooling and spring or fall heating needs. With rebates up to $1,250 from East Central Energy, now is the best time to have the energy experts from Dale's install a Lennox heat pump in your home. Visit the showroom in downtown Pine City or online at dalesheatingandappliance.com and ask about rebates from East Central Energy today. Dale's Heating and Appliance, where consistent comfort is key.
Score! Froggy's is the place to be on game day because they've got free drawings for prizes every quarter for Minnesota football games. Located in beautiful downtown Pine City, Froggy's is where food, friends, and family come together, especially for game day. Open every day at 11 a.m. with the best daily specials around. Follow them on Facebook for the latest happenings and upcoming events. It's always hoppin' at Froggy's.
Lake State Repair in Rush City performs all types of repairs and maintenance services for your truck and trailers, including Class 8 trucks and trailers. When looking for a local company with friendly staff that goes above and beyond to help you, it's going to be Lake State Repair in Rush City. They also can do your annual DOT inspections. So what are you waiting for? Get that repair done with Lake State Repair. Call them at 320-358-3195. Like them on Facebook today, Lake State Repair.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make sure it's protected. You want someone you know, someone you trust to help you take care of it. That's why you need to work with Pine Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. With over 50 years combined experience, let the experts at Pine Insurance Agency help you protect what's important. Whether it's your home, car, farm, insurance, or loved ones, call them today to set up a free, no-obligation quote. Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Pine Insurance Agency, located in a Northridge Center in Pine City.
Water. You use it every day to cook and clean, take showers, do laundry, and of course, drink it. Whether it's city or well water, you shouldn't have to worry about what's in it. Aquarius Home Services, your local authorized Connecticut dealer, takes the worry away. With on-demand efficiency, Connecticut fixes problem water, leaving you with amazing water you can trust. To set up your free water analysis and learn more about our 25% off sale, visit ConnecticutMN.com today. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear & Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear & Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Wellia Health is the leading provider of healthcare in East Central Minnesota, offering services to Mora, Pine City, Hinckley, and the surrounding communities. We have the always welcoming care you've come to expect close to home. with cutting-edge technology and multitude of specialty services, so you can receive the medical care you need when you need it. Live life well with Wellia Health. WelliaHealth.org.
Did you know that Franzen Bank and Trust is a Minnesota-owned company? And they're one of the largest community banks around. That's a great combination. As a community bank, they're dedicated to their customers and the communities they serve. You might say they're big enough to help, small enough to care. Last March, they provided $20,000 in grants to 6 different Minnesota communities. They also processed well over 1,700 PPP loans, allowing local small businesses to keep their employees on the payroll during the pandemic. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
Back here at Saunders Field in Pine City, the Dragons come away with the victory over the Mustangs 22-12 and end the season at 500 at 4-4 and will more than likely get a home playoff game here. And it would have been against Mora, but more than likely looking like it's going to be against St. Cloud Cathedral back here next Tuesday. But we will keep you updated on that. Of course, stay tuned to WCMP and KBEK as we will let you know about that. Looking at the stats here for Mora, they had a total of 8 offensive possessions, 4 in the first half, 3 in the second half. Actually, that's 7 if I can do math correctly. They had a total of 2 penalties in the game, 2 turnovers, and 1 takeaway. Their leading rusher here tonight was Connor Gamal with 112 and a touchdown, and then Taven Peterson had 60 yards and a touchdown as well. For Avery Nelson, he had 15 yards all in the second half. Brock Folkema had 14. Nolan Fergus had 3, but he left the game early in the first quarter, so hopefully he's okay. And then Nolan McGaugh, he had 31 yards total on the evening there for the Mora Mustangs. Leading the way for them in the tackling department was, again, Nolan McGaugh. He had about 4. And, again, these are not official stats. I just like to keep stats for myself to get something close. In the second half for Pine City, Lindahl and Jason Thiemann, along with Ryan Plajek and Dylan Peterson, all had about 3 or 4 tackles in the second half, along with Tucker Kubesh. So they had a tackling frenzy out there. Did the Pine City Dragons, rather. For the Pine City Dragons, they had a total of 5 penalties in this game, 3 in the first half, 2 in the second half, 1 turnover, 2 takeaways, and 8 total offensive possessions, 4 in each half. For the Pine City Dragons, they were led by Jacob Lindahl, 16 carries for 103 yards on the night. Then it was Ryan Plajek, 11 carries for 55 yards. Timmy Johnson had 8 carries for 52 yards. Brody Clark had 8 carries for 48 yards, and Jimmy Lindblom had 1 for 3 yards. Jacob Lindahl had the 2 touchdowns for the Dragons, and Brody Clark returned a fumble recovery for a touchdown from about 30 yards out. And I was told by Coach Howard that is pizza for the team. So Brody Clark not only helps them extend their lead, but also helps them get pizza. Well, that's always nice. But a very important play that happened in that game was after the fumble recovery for a touchdown when Cameron Jusak got the reception for the 2-point conversion from Jimmy Lindblom. That put the Dragons up by 10, and that is what helped them get a 2-possession lead. And that definitely changes things here when you're looking at the overall game, because then the Mustangs have to change up their game plan and go, okay, we got to go down. We have to score. Then we have to score quickly, get the ball back, and have to score again. And that changes things because you have to, again, it changes your mentality because you have to go down, score quickly, and then you got to make sure you're also doing the fundamental things right, not jumping, false starting, not getting any penalties to set your team back, and plus the adrenaline's running so high, so it changes things. And then they were unable to get down the field. Of course, a big stop by the Dragons got them the ball back with about 4 minutes to go. They were able to run out the rest of the clock, victory formation to end it there, and the Dragons get the victory 22-12 over the Mora Mustangs here tonight at Saunders Field in Pine City. Such a good win here for the Dragons, as it's been a while since they have beat the Mora Mustangs. I wasn't able to get the official stats on how many years it's been, but it has been a while since the Dragons beat the Mustangs, but a good win here tonight. A good match between these two teams, a rivalry game. It was so nice to see the sportsmanship after the game between the two teams. You love to see that, as it can get so heated on the field, but to see that afterwards is so good to see for both of these teams. Mora will drop to 1-5 on the season. They will more than likely be on the road next week on Tuesday, probably to Malacca. I'm guessing they will play Malacca next week, and Pine City will host St. Cloud Cathedral. But again, stay tuned to the KBEK morning show with Rockin' Robin Riley, as we will keep you up to date on all the local sports from around the listening area at 7:30 and 8:30, and then listening to the WCMP morning show with Joshua Miron from 7:45 and 8:45 for the local sports on WCMP as well. Again, the final here in Pine City. The Dragons get the victory over the Mora Mustangs, 22-12. The Dragons finished the regular season at 4-4 and will more than likely play a home game for the first round of the playoffs. I want to thank all of you so much for tuning in tonight. I know it was a little bit of a rainy night, a little bit of a cold night, and I thank you so much for choosing to tune in, whether it was 106.5 FM, AM 1350 WCMP, or 95.5 FM KBEK. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. It was a good one to watch. The Dragons were able to pull away there at the end, but a good game nonetheless between these two rivals. Again, Pine City gets the victory, 22-12. Thanks to all our fine sponsors for sponsoring this broadcast as well. We wouldn't be able to do it without them. Again, the final here in Pine City, 22-12, Dragons over the Mustangs. For WCMP and KBK, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest of your night. Again, the final here in Pine City, 22-12, Dragons over the Mustangs. For WCMP and KBK, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest of your night.